Karen, our neighborhood's self-declared queen and the HOA president, once stood by my backyard, looking at the wooden dock I had built by the lake and said with a smirk, "It's just a dock, an ugly pile of wood, it needs to go." I stayed quiet, didn't argue. I had built that dock myself, strong, stable, and perfectly legal, but she mocked it every time she passed by. Weeks later, Karma knocked on my door wearing a white dress. Karen's fancy wedding venue had been canceled last minute, and now she was desperate for a lakeside platform. She came to me begging to use my ugly dock for her big day. I acted gracious, smiled and said, "Of course, Karen, I'll even help set it up." On the day of the wedding, the dock was decorated like a movie scene. Flowers, lights, chairs, everything. As guests gathered and Karen stood in her glittering gown, I tied the dock loosely, pretending it was secured. Just as the ceremony began, I quietly slipped away and released the rope. Slowly, the entire wedding platform began floating into the lake. Karen was mid-vow when she realized she was drifting. Panic spread, guests gasped, and someone even jumped in to push the dock back, too late. Cameras recorded the whole chaos as Karen floated into the sunset with her entire bridal party. She screamed my name, but I just waved from the shore. The HOA never brought up my dock again, and Karen, she moved out 2 months later. But here's the twist. 2 days after the wedding, a viral video popped up online. Bride's wedding floats away, instant karma. It got over 5 million views. Turns out her wedding was live-streamed and sponsored by a bridal company. The deal was ruined. She not only lost her reputation, but also the $30,000 she was promised for the footage. Sweet revenge! I'd say it was just my dock doing its job. What would you do if someone disrespected your hard work, then needed it to save their special day?